Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I could not be more excited to be filming this video today. It is a gorgeous day and I simply couldn't stay inside. So we are out in my backyard. So you may hear some wind chimes, you may hear some birds. There's a little bit of construction going on in our neighborhood, so you might hear that as well. And we have several neighbors that have dogs. So if you hear any of that, that's what's going on. I just couldn't be inside. It's like 70 degrees, partly cloudy. It's just beautiful. So we are outside for this video and I hope it's okay with you guys. Before I get into the super fun details of this video and our two trips in May, I just want to welcome you. If you're new to my channel, you're stumbling along this video for the first time, welcome. My name is Kayla. I am a wife, mom, and lover of all things Disney and travel. I'm also a travel agent with People Mover Travel. And yeah, I share lifestyle content, or I've started to on my channel, always with a hint of Disney. Disney is a part of our everyday life, especially since I am a travel agent. So there's always a little bit of Disney in those week in the life vlogs that I have, and I'll link the two that I've done so far below. I share travel planning tips and tricks, as well as vlogs from all of our travels, mostly Disney, because Disney just has our hearts. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, I hope you'll subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up while you're watching if you enjoy it, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when the vlogs from these two trips go live. But without further ado, let's get into the details. So I went for chai tea today. I just was kind of feeling I needed a little bit of caffeine, but I wasn't feeling coffee, so chai tea. Let's get into it. So the first trip, you guys, I don't know why, because I was there in January, but I was there by myself for a travel agency conference. And if you haven't seen those vlogs, shameless plug, I'll link them below. I would love for you to check them out. But there's just something so special about traveling with my husband and son. And we haven't been to Disney together since November of last year. And we were supposed to go in March, and just one thing led to another, and we ended up needing to cancel that trip. So I have been looking forward to this trip in May for what feels like forever. Over on Instagram, I am at Main Street Through Your Eyes over there. I asked you guys to help us plan our next Walt Disney World vacation, and you guys did an amazing job. You guys had such great suggestions, and I'm going to try to pop a few of them up here on the screen as I'm kind of chatting with you guys. That request, I guess you could say, was for our trip in March that we ended up needing to cancel, but I saved your suggestions, and while I already had the resort picked out and the reservation made for this trip in May for a long time, since last year, it's interesting because it kind of lined up with what you guys wanted to see in terms of the resort. So when I asked you guys, you know, what resort we should stay at, overwhelmingly, and I think all but maybe one person asked for a Skyliner resort. And I just love the fact that these Skyliner resorts are catching on and people are loving the Skyliner, because when we went to Disney back in November of last year, we took a break from Epcot and rode the Skyliner just for fun. And you guys, it was a game changer for us because we had never experienced a monorail resort. We had never experienced a Skyliner resort. And so our only mode of transportation from any of the resorts that we had stayed at was the Walt Disney World buses, which are great. There's nothing wrong, nothing wrong with them. But they do require you, if you have little ones and you have a stroller, to collapse that stroller. So if your little one is napping and you need to get on the bus, you got to take them out, you got to collapse that stroller down. And so just that added, I don't want to call it a difficulty because it's really not that big of a deal, but the convenience of literally just being able to roll our stroller right onto the Skyliner My husband literally looked at me and was like, guys, there's a cardinal just sitting on the fence over there. And I don't know, I'm someone who believes that that's like just a blessing from someone that's, you know, passed, you know, that they're just coming to visit. Oh, how special. Okay. He just flew away. Oh, that was so neat. That kind of just was the sign that I needed, that I'm where I'm supposed to be and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I actually really needed that. That was really cool. Okay, sorry. Back to what I was talking about. The convenience of just being able to roll our stroller on the Skyliner. And my husband literally looked at me and was like, what? You mean this was an option? And I was like, yeah, I didn't get it. Like, I knew the Skyliner was great, don't get me wrong, but like, for some reason, just that convenience was incredible. And we also were traveling with my parents, and so literally being able for them, and they had ECVs, so for them just to be able to roll onto the Skyliner and back out was huge, versus having to drive up the ramp, try to parallel park their ECVs on a bus. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So we fell in love with the Skyliner back on that trip. And I knew I wanted our next resort to be a Skyliner resort. And like I said, you guys just are feeling the same way, which I think is so cool. Because with the monorail, obviously you're paying those deluxe premium prices to stay at a monorail resort. But the beautiful thing about the Skyliner is you have a price range all the way from value to deluxe in terms of what resorts are on the Skyliner. So you have Art of Animation, you have Pop Century, you have Caribbean Beach, and you have the Riviera. And you really also, they're not technically Skyliner resorts, but Beach Club, Yacht Club, and Boardwalk all have easy access to that Skyliner station there at the International Gateway. So you have a wide variety of options when it comes to resorts on the Skyliner, and I think that is so incredible. I think that's amazing because it gives access to, like I said, any type of budget, which is great. So you guys asked for Pop Century. You guys said Caribbean Beach, specifically the new rooms, which they are beautiful, you guys. But the problem right now at the time of filming is not all of the rooms at Caribbean Beach have been updated. There's no way to guarantee that you're going to get an updated room. It would be a request and not a guarantee. I just have a thing about carpet, and so the non-updated rooms at Caribbean Beach still have carpet, and I'm just not a huge fan. So while I really want to stay in one of those rooms, I think I'm going to wait until I can guarantee that we can stay in one of those rooms. But I love Caribbean Beach. That's where we stayed when I grew up. That's where we always stayed when I grew up. The Riviera was also mentioned. So all of that to say that we are spending 4 nights at Disney's Riviera Resort. You guys, I cannot believe that I just said that. Like, this is such a bucket list resort. Like, when they first opened the Riviera, I was like, oh yeah, that has Kayla written all over it. And then, you know, having our son and kind of learning our Disney travel style, traveling with him, I just started falling more and more in love with the Riviera. I don't think it's the perfect resort for everyone, but I do think it might be the perfect deluxe resort for us. I love the small footprint, that everything is located right there in one building. I love the upscale feel that it has, but it still has that beautiful magic Disney touch to it. I think they've done such a beautiful job of blending both of those. I love the Skyliner access. I love the quiet pool and the more, you know, lively pool with the beautiful splash pad. I love everything about it, but it comes with a high price tag, and I mean, sometimes it's even more expensive than the Grand Floridian. And so I didn't think that it was even within the realm of possibility for us to stay there for a very long time. But We are, and part of it's because we're not going in March. We were able to kind of save those pennies from that trip, or we didn't go in March, and we were able to save our pennies from that trip. And part of it's because it's my Mother's Day present. So I'm kind of treating myself a little bit, and I could not be more excited. So we'll be staying in a deluxe studio with a preferred view. So we might have a view of the courtyard area. We might even have a view of like the Skyliner and Caribbean Beach. And there's a possibility that we could have a view of Epcot and be able to see the Epcot fireworks from our balcony. And I think you guys are gonna laugh at me. I think if there's one thing that I'm the most excited about for this resort, after having stayed, sorry, you're probably going to hear construction noises, after having stayed at Saratoga Springs in November, is having a patio or a balcony area. Just being able to, when our son was napping, go out and, just have time, just the two of us, I think is going to be so neat. Or after we put him down for bed, just having that quiet time in the evening, I think is going to be so special. So I'm so looking forward to having a balcony, and I'm so sorry about the construction, you guys. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I was going to start this video and they were going to kick off with the saw. I don't know if I should pause it or just keep going. I might pause and see if they stop, and then I'll pick it back up. Okay guys, we're just gonna keep filming, and I am so sorry about the construction noise. But we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. I hope you can ignore it. I asked you guys what parks we should go to, and some of you said all of them, but overwhelmingly what you guys really thought that we should do is go to Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, which oddly enough is also kind of the direction we were leaning towards for this trip. So obviously we're going to be on the Skyliner, so I knew that we wanted to take advantage of that access to Hollywood Studios and Epcot via the Skyliner. So I know that we're going to be doing things in both of those parks, and our son is obsessed with The Lion King right now, specifically The Lion Guard. So it's a show on Disney Plus, and it's Nala and Simba have a son named Kion, and he is the leader of the Lion Guard that protects the Pride Lands. And our son is obsessed, you guys. So I cannot wait to take him to Animal Kingdom, to see the Lion King show, to see the safari. Those are the two big things that I really, really want to do in Animal Kingdom on this trip. And the third thing is to take him out to, I think it's called Affection Section or Affection Station. I'll pop it up, the name up on the screen. It's a petting zoo of sorts. And so they have all different kinds of animals that your kiddos can interact with. And I think that he is going to absolutely love it because he is obsessed with animals right now. Those are the three big things in Animal Kingdom that I really am looking forward to experiencing with him. Now in Hollywood Studios, I think there's 3, maybe 4 big things that I want to do. The first is just to walk around Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. There's not a ton for our son to do there, but I just love the idea of just walking around, being immersed in that world. I think they've done such an incredible job of literally you just walk in and you feel like you're on Batuu, and I just think that's so neat. I really want to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I knew I was going to mess that up. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Because we've never ridden it, and our son is obsessed with Mickey, and I just think it's going to be absolutely perfect. And then the other thing that I really think that our son will enjoy is Fantasmic. And I'll talk about dining in just a little bit, but I actually got a Fantasmic dining package where you can choose from a number of different table service restaurants at Hollywood Studios. You can make a lunch or a dinner reservation, and then you kind of get a voucher where you have designated seating for Fantasmic. So you're not having to stand an hour or two in line before the show to try to get a seat. Thing is that when I made, and I'm talking a lot with my hands, so sorry. When I made these dining reservations, Fantasmic was running 2 shows, an early show and a late show. And the dining package specifically said that it was for the early show, which would be perfect for our son, not to stay out too late, still get him back in a reasonable time, but still get to enjoy it. Now they've cut it back to just 1 show, and it's at a later time. So I don't know if we're going to make it to Fantasmic. We're going to have to play it by ear. Luckily, we can cancel up to 2 hours in advance, and I'm going to use that time to just see how he does with his nap, how he's kind of feeling that day, if he's maxed out, whatever. So fingers crossed we can see Fantasmic. I have not seen it since I was a little girl. I don't even know if I saw it when I was little, to be honest with you guys. So I would absolutely love to see it. And then in Epcot, I would really love to ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. We've never ridden it. And it's actually one of my husband, he loves that movie. It's like one of his favorite movies. So I think that would be so cool if we could do that. And then our son loved being able to get out of his stroller and explore Epcot and the countries. And so last time we got to explore Morocco, the Trading Post, and all of the really neat musical instruments there, and China. We got to experience those and just let him like kind of walk around and just explore, which I think is so neat. And so I really want to be able to do a few more countries too while we're in Epcot. And I know some of you may be thinking, okay, but Kayla, you haven't talked about Magic Kingdom. And you're right, I haven't. Magic Kingdom, you guys, has my heart. It is my favorite park. And it has Tron, and Happily Ever After is back. And I want to go so bad. But I think I burnt my husband out on Magic Kingdom, you guys. Because we go every trip, sometimes 2 days, just because there's so much for my son to do there. But it really has been to the neglect of some of the other amazing parks and attractions in Walt Disney World. So I think what we're going to do, sorry, my hair just got like all kinds of crazy. I think what we're going to do is, I asked my husband, I said, okay, if we literally just get to Magic Kingdom right before Happily Ever After fireworks start, and we leave like 2 minutes before they're over so we can get on a bus and get back to the resort, can we please go see Happily Ever After fireworks? And I think I've talked him into it. I think I have, you guys. I don't know though. We'll see. But you guys know me. We're going to end up in Magic Kingdom at some point. Okay. I can't go to Disney and not go to Magic Kingdom. But all that to say, I am so excited that we've got kind of our priorities in each park. I think that's so important. And then anything else we get to do on top of that, I think will just be icing on the cake. But I really am looking forward to having some resort time, some just good quality resort time. I think when you're paying a premium price to stay at a deluxe resort, you really should take advantage of all of the amazing amenities there. So I'm looking forward to having a good balance of park time and resort time for this trip. And last but not least, let's talk about dining reservations. You guys had so many wonderful suggestions, from the cheeseburger spring rolls in Magic Kingdom, which are to die for, to, gosh, what else did you guys mention? I don't know. I'll pop a picture up on the screen, but, so many great suggestions. And I knew staying at the Riviera, the one thing I really wanted to do was breakfast at Topolino's Terrace, because we've never done it. Our son is obsessed with meeting characters, and you guys, I was able to snag a reservation for breakfast at Topolino's Terrace, and I could not be more excited. I don't think I've ever been so excited for a dining reservation, which I hope I'm not like setting my expectations too high, but from everything I've heard, I just cannot wait to experience it. And then if you saw in my most recent Week in the Life vlog, I was able to utilize Mouse Dining, which is my favorite dining alert system for dining reservations in Disney. You can also utilize it for like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. boutique or firework dessert parties, anything that you weren't able to get a reservation for at that 60-day mark, you can set an alert for. There's a free version and a paid version. I just use the free version, but I know some people like use the paid version up until their trip or up until they get the reservation that they want. But I was able to get a reservation utilizing mouse dining at Rodeo Roundup Barbecue. I'm so excited. I think our son is going to love it from everything that I've seen. And I've tried to not look at too much, but because I really want to have that, like, you know, my own first impression, I guess. But from everything that I've seen, I think it's going to be so cool. And then I mentioned we've got the Fantasmic dining package, and I decided to go with Mama Melrose. I've always wanted to try it. We've never tried that restaurant either. So lots of new experiences for us in terms of dining this trip, and hopefully in terms of attractions. But yeah, I think that covers everything for our Walt Disney World trip, you guys. I think it does. Yeah, if you have any questions about our trip or anything you would like to see in terms of things that we're doing, or if you want like an updated diaper bag video while we're there, let me know in the comments below things that you would love for me to touch on while we are on our trip. I am so excited to bring you guys along. So excited, you guys. I'm just so excited for this trip and to be back in Walt Disney World with my husband and my son. They just make everything better. So I'm going to take a sip of my tea and then we're going to talk about trip number 2. Okay, you guys. If you saw the last week in the life vlog, you know that I have a very exciting announcement, and I don't know what the thumbnail for this video is going to look like just yet, so I don't know if I've already told you or if the thumbnail has already told you or not. But the week after we go to Walt Disney World, I will be going to Disneyland in California. I keep getting emotional. I've tried to film this a couple times and I keep getting emotional because I'm just so thankful for this opportunity. And now I'll tell you about it, but I can't even sometimes get the words out because I honestly don't believe it. But thanks to the generosity of Disney and People Mover Travel, specifically Tyler, who, if you're watching my channel, I'm pretty sure you already watched Tyler's channel, but he is our fearless leader at People Mover Travel. I will link his YouTube channel below, but thanks to the generosity of Disney and Tyler, I am being hosted by Disney and People Mover Travel in Disneyland. I can't get over it, you guys. I literally check my email several times a day just to make sure that everything is still there. The confirmation email is still there. I am just floored that I have this opportunity to go to Disneyland. I went once when I think I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and so that was, I'm aging myself here, but that was probably if I had to guess, I would say 28 to 30 years ago is when I went to Disneyland. And because I'll be 35 in June, so I don't remember. I remember bits and pieces of the trip, but I really genuinely don't remember much. And obviously so much has changed in the last 28 to 30 years. So it really feels like I'm going to Disneyland for the first time. I can't get over this opportunity. So the trip, sorry, I get emotional about so much, but I'm just so grateful, you guys. I'm going on what's called a FAM trip, F-A-M, or a familiarization trip. And Disney does this. They host travel agents in their different locations, depending on, what you're least familiar with. hence the name familiarization. So yeah, I will be out there doing training with Disney in Disneyland. It's so special because A, I'm going to Disneyland for the first time. B, I'm being hosted by Disney and People Mover Travel, which is just such a huge financial blessing. And C, I am so thankful for this opportunity because of what it will allow me to do for my clients. You guys, I'm a researcher. I will research something to the ends of the earth. If I don't know something, I will ask. You know, I have fellow travel agents who live in California. Disneyland is their what I call home park, whereas Walt Disney World is my home park. And it's obviously so much easier for them to go to Disneyland. I think they only live maybe like an hour away, and for me to go to Walt Disney World living where I do. And so just to have this opportunity to go out there and have a first-hand experience in Disneyland is just so meaningful to me because of what it will allow me to do for my clients. Like I said, I feel perfectly confident in booking Disneyland reservations because of the research and the time that I've put into understanding that Disney over there. But just to know that I'm going to get this experience to see things with my own eyes, to get a lay of the land, is just so special to me. I genuinely love what I do, you guys. I don't know, that Cardinal was just like, you're right where you need to be, and you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. And sorry, this whole thing is exciting. I don't know why. I don't mean to be like so emotional, but like sometimes you need that affirmation, right? Because life takes you down a certain path and you think, okay, I'm stuck. Like I have to keep going down this path. And if I take that leap of faith and I completely do a 180 and go in a different direction, what does that mean? Not only for me, but for my family. And I don't know. I just feel like this trip is a sign that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing what I've always been meant to do. I feel like I'm in the center of God's will for my life. Obviously, I know everyone that watches, doesn't share the same faith, and that's completely fine. But for me, it's just a sign that I'm where I'm supposed to be, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm so incredibly grateful for this opportunity, for this learning experience, and to see Disneyland, you guys. Like, there is something so nostalgic and classic, just something so special about Disneyland, knowing that was Walt's vision, knowing that he was there. He walked down Main Street, right? Like, I'm going to be walking where Walt Disney walked. I'm going to be seeing his vision. I'm such a history buff. I love history. So just to be surrounded by the history of Disney, I think is going to be so, so special. So I am so honored. I am so thankful, so grateful. Thank you, Tyler, for this incredible opportunity. Thank you, Disney, for hosting me. Oh, I haven't even told you, I am staying at the Grand Californian Hotel. What? Like, you guys, I cannot get over it. I can't. I just am so excited, and I feel so grateful. And I wish that we had like the final itinerary. We haven't been given the final itinerary yet before I filmed this. But I know that we're going to be doing like formal training with presentations and things like that. But I know we're going to be doing resort tours of the 3 hotels there in Disneyland. I think we're also maybe going to be able to do some Good Neighbor Hotel tours. I know that we're going to have some experiences in the parks, which I think is going to be so incredibly neat. And of course, we'll be able to have some free time. So all of that to say, during my free time, if you are a lover of Disneyland or you've never been and there are things that you want to see, please let me know in the comments below. Just tell me, Kayla, you can't go to Disneyland and not do whatever. Because I need to know. I have 3 days to cram in as much as I possibly can. I am going to make every minute and every moment count, you guys. So please let me know what you would like to see. Please let me know what I absolutely cannot get on the plane and come back home without doing. Please just let me know, and I will try to get to as much of it as I possibly can. I cannot wait to bring you along for coast to coast Walt Disney World trips. You guys, I still can't get over it. 1 week I will be in Walt Disney World, and the next week I will be in Disneyland, and I can't get over it. I cannot get over it. I am so excited to bring you guys along. So all of that to say, I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support, for your sweet messages, for your kind comments, for your, giving these videos a thumbs up. It really means the world to me to have your support, and you really are supporting me, you're supporting our family, and you're supporting a small business, and that's just so incredibly special to me. I just want you guys to know how thankful and grateful I am for your support and for your love. If you're new to the channel, you're stumbling along this video for the first time, I would love to have you as a subscriber and a member of our amazing and growing YouTube community here at Main Street Through Your Eyes. If you guys enjoyed this video while you're watching, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help support my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know when these trip vlogs go live, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!